Hey everybody, welcome back to MidnightRice. We're playing some more Stormworks. Well, I had to do some stuff. Our design that we did the other day, so this is day 2 of Stormworks. The design I did the other day, it wouldn't float. It kept falling over. So I went back off stream and completely revamped the ship. I'm about where we were in the last episode, where we're gonna start getting the engine ready to go and all that. I tried every permutation of that design and it just kept rolling over. I think it was just too skinny. So I redid it a little wider and I changed a little bit because originally the ladder was going to go up the front because that's how the picture was. It just wasn't feasible for getting everything going. The balance was getting way off because I had to run a bunch of pipes for the motors on one side and all that. So I like this design a little bit better. I watched a tutorial on building hulls. So our hull's a little more impressive now and a little more feasible because we're really going to use this boat for a lot of stuff. I went to stream last night, but I had all kinds of problems with it. So I ended up deleting the stream and just calling it. It was a waste of 3 hours. Oh well. So what I did do is I was looking at pictures of the real boats. No, I missed a spot. Let me get the paintbrush here. Boop, boop. OCD working. There we go. Did I get it all? All right. I was looking at the real boats, and I kind of came up with let's doing this. So you see on the real boats, some of the times the propeller's protected like that, and then the rudders on the outside. So we're going to see how that works. I don't know how it's going to work. But I just think it, all in all, it looks a lot better, a lot smoother. I'm pretty happy with it. We still have the interior cabin here. This is where we're going to store all our gear, all our ropes and all that stuff, and maybe a couple cots for people to sleep. We have our wheelhouse, and we actually can see a lot better. You can see out the back on both sides, and I'm really happy with how this one turned out versus the other one. It's got better lines and smoother, so we're getting a little better each time. I already got the railing system in and all that. Yeah, so let's get into it. I guess we're going to start with the engines. So I got the engines in, and we got generators, we got a clutch. Now I put 2 trannies in. One of them's got the standard direct drive, so we're not even going to mess with that one. And the other one's got a direct drive when it's off, and when it's on, it should go in reverse. So in theory, we should be able to pull back on the clutch, engage that reverse gear, I think, and then we should go backwards. So I'm pretty happy. This is I might actually go through and delete a lot of my other saves. Because I'm pretty happy with starting a new fleet. So this will be our workhorse. This is our tug. I would like to make it with an actual engine room down here where we can have separate controls for getting the engines going and all that. I think that'd be kind of cool, like a main breaker to the power and all that. So you can have like 2 people doing it where you got an engine crew going down there getting everything going and stuff. I just think it'd be a lot more realistic. I mean, you can just run all the controls all up in here in the wheelhouse to make it a little more single player friendly. But we're experimenting here. And I keep seeing stuff that I didn't paint. Yeah, so this is just me catching up on I stayed up till very, very early in the morning trying to get back to where we started. So, and this one works a lot better. The other one, like I said, every time we spawned it up, it would roll over. So this one's, even though I built it backwards in the editor, apparently, so now we're facing in, but who cares? But it looks a lot better. So we got our ladder system on. The ladders are a little high out of the water right now, but I think once we put the weight of the fuel and everything in there, that should drag that down. If not, we'll just add some more. What am I doing? Am I stuck? Okay. All right. Well, why are we going down in the front all of a sudden? Hope we're not taking on water. I think it might just be the weight. Yeah, you gotta be careful. You'll leave one missing block and you won't see it. And your ship will just keep sinking. So let's get to work here. We don't have a lot of time. Who's all here? Hey, Tom Tom. Yeah, you were here last night. Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know what happened. Like midstream, we lost sound. I have a problem with my computer losing time. And then because Windows 10, everything goes haywire when it does it. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. And Sonic, what is up? Hello, Seymour. Yeah, I can't watch for... Oh, well, hey, we appreciate you just stopping in, even if you can't stay for very long. And I know we really don't have a set streaming schedule, so it's just I happened to see you two on and sent you a message. So I appreciate you coming in. So let's get to work. So I do have, where's it at? I gotta turn symmetry off. So I do have one of these is actually going up to our little smokestack right here. So we're gonna have to run some pipes up through there. That is gonna be for our exhaust and our air probably. We might run our air through somewhere else. We might actually run our air through the cab somewhere. Because I know we need 2 exhaust pipes, and that's what we have space for. So let's just go ahead and get started. Okay, let's see here. I want to erase this. Because you had to put something in for those to hook to. And that's just going to be temporary anyway. So let's get some pipes going here. Let's do the exhaust first, I guess. So why don't we need pipes. Pipe. So we need straight pipe. Can we find straight pipe? Straight pipe enclosed. Alright. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our pipes going first. This is going to suck. We got to get down the tunnel here. Alright. Try not to delete everything around. Alright, so there's the engine. So there is our 2 straight pipes. I'm so glad to be playing this game again. It's nice to actually share it with somebody. I usually play just by myself. I have bought it for a few people, like I said in the last time we played. And they try to play whenever they can with me. But it is a time-consuming game. That's why it's such a good game for streaming, because you can just kind of chill and just build. Possibly. Yeah, it sucked last night. I'm sorry about that, Tom. It was just like we were playing for 2 hours and I looked over and I wasn't getting any feedback on the mics or anything like that. I don't know why all of a sudden everything crapped out on me, but we're back today. I'm doing a quick day stream. I'm going to get this all fixed up. All right, I think that's good there. Now we need, I think it's called a fluid. How about I spell it right? F-L-U. So we need the exhaust pipe, basically, yeah, right here. So this will look cool because we have it hidden. The smoke will come straight out of there. I think that'll be good, actually. Yeah, so the smoke will come right out of the stack like that. I think that'd be pretty sweet. Let's paint that really quick so we don't have to come back and do it later. Boop, boop, boop. Cool. All right, let's get back downstairs and we'll run the exhaust up there. So we need 2 exhaust. So where's our straight pipe? There we go. Which one is the exhaust? That's coolant. There's the exhaust. And that was the fuel. And that is the exhaust. Here we go. Alright, so we're just going to have to run those along the ceiling to there. This is part of what happened the other night, or last night. I think I kind of, because I wasn't using symmetry for this part, I think I got it a little bit... let's turn symmetry back on so we can keep this as balanced as possible. So if you load up the ship on one side, obviously it's going to start it's going to start tilting over on you, and that's what happened with us last night. I think that's, yeah. All right, so we'll get these as close to each other as possible and balanced, and then there we go. We'll turn symmetry back off again. So I think we can always use weight blocks, I think, to balance it out a little bit. I'm trying to keep this, like last night when I was working on this, it just turned out just horrible. It was just a big knot of pipes and stuff. Because I was trying to go too far with the exhaust. This design made it a little easier. So I think if I just turn that one. So I wasn't going to do another stream until I got everything figured out. So I kind of worked on it this morning. I think I figured out what the problem was. Hopefully the video will be better. Also, we had a problem with the latency because I'm still learning how to do all this. Where the last stream we did, the day 1, it I have a hard time building and talking. Every time I move the camera, like when we were in here in the workshop and stuff, it for some reason it got fuzzy. The image got fuzzy. So I messed around with the latency settings and watched some tutorials really quick. And I think I got it figured out, but we won't know until we're all said and done here. Hopefully does everything look okay on your end? I'm checking all the stuff right now. You can answer a message. So I hope everything looks good. To me it looks. Everything looks pretty good on the camera. Alright, I keep getting sidetracked. Sorry, everybody. Let's see here. And we're gonna... I keep turning up the music of the game, so we have a little bit of background sound. But for some reason in the editor it doesn't play the music. Looks good? Alright, cool. Thank you. Alright. So we have both the exhausts. I think we're hooked up and done. Look at that. Awesome. Alright, so what do we got to do next? The top two here are coolant lines, and we'll got a plan for that. We're going to put some electric fans in. Because I've never messed around with those, really. There's been so many updates since the last time I played. Like, played a lot. That we're still kind of figuring it out and getting it all caught up. So we figured the front was kind of heavy. I think because all those blocks up there. I tried to square everything off. See, if you look in here, that's what the front ends up looking like. See, and I think maybe this... Sometimes certain blocks will let the water come through. I don't think that's the case here, but try to seal everything up. So I just made it a little better so we can actually start building little cabins in here or whatever we're going to do. I think the access point to the underside is going to be right there. So we'll have access to the engine room. We'll figure that out. It'll have to be right in front of that right there, which that'd be kind of cool. But then you'll be able to get down the engine room stuff. I like to have separate controls where you can actually start up the engines and kill them right from down here also. But once we start wiring stuff up, and we'll see the feasibility of that. All right, so we got the exhaust. Now we need to get air. So let's switch it to like a blue. All right, which one's the air? That's fuel, and that must be air. There we go. All right, so where do you want the air to come out at? So there's that. So what if we have the air come out like right here? Oh, that's where the exhaust pipe's coming out. Actually, that's not a problem, because I can cut these down and we can use the enclosed pipes again. So let's do that. And at least I just want to keep the air high enough though that no matter what, nothing's gonna, a wave or anything's gonna flood the engine, because that is a thing. So let's go like that. And we'll pop a hole in. We just don't want to spawn it up now that we popped a hole in it. Where's our hole? There's one. That's the other one right there, right? Yeah. Right. No. Crap. We want it there. So where'd our holes come? I should have painted the ceiling fucking black. I can't see nothing. Let's change that. Boop and white and Dr. Bucket tool and poop. There we go. We'll paint it after we're done. That way we can see. So that's not horrible. Logistically getting the pipes up that way. All right, so let's get another enclosed pipe. That's that one, straight enclosed. All right, we want like a powder blue. There's one there. One there. All right. So we're going to turn this back to the black color so it matches. All right. So how do I want to do this? That's fine. All right, so we got that one. I was going to do a dual air inlet, but this will be fine. What we'll do is we'll put a temporary battery down. Whoops. We'll put a temporary battery down so we can test all our systems. Because I do want to put everything on a main breaker. I want to make this as like realistic as possible. And you can go super simple and just have all your controls right up in the wheelhouse. But I don't want to do that. All right, so we need an angled piece. That's across. That's pipe angle corner enclosed. I think that's the one we need. Yeah, it is. That's what we need. All right, so we need to turn this like that and then rotate it. Nice. There's one. Are they at the same height? Or did I go down one? No, they're at the same height. I'm pretty sure. We'll double check before we get too far into it. I know it's a bit OCD, but all right, so let's level up with that top row right there. Doop. Yeah, okay, they're level. All right, so now we need a fluid port. Port. All right, now give us our 2 exhaust pieces, or air pieces, sorry. All right, so technically from there underneath we have our air ran. Now we just got to hook up the pipes. So we'll go back to that. I think it was powder blue that we used. No, it was that blue. All right, so now we just got to run the pipes over, which is not a huge deal. So I just want to get them up to the ceiling. And I could do these all with enclosed blocks and make it look a little better, but I don't want to go too ham crazy. I really want to get this working. Alright, so we gotta spin that around like that. And we gotta go 1 past it. We can make our turn. Actually, I think we could have made our turn right there. Actually, no, I think I was right. I think that would have turned right into the pipe, so do that. Alright, we got it. We got it. Does it look good so far? Yeah. Beep, 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 beep. All right, so that's going to go right to that one there. So let's oop, did I go too far? I went too far. All right, so we're going to put one up from the ceiling. It'd be cool if we can get this thing running today. Like I said, the other one just kept rolling over. I tried. By the time I got it to kind of stabilize a little bit, it looked so horrible that it just wasn't worth it anymore. So I just scrapped the whole thing. It's hard when you're in the editor to kind of judge size. I mean, I think there is like a ratio, you know, blocks, the blocks equal so much height. You know, you could actually figure out and actually plan it out a little bit on how tall the person is in the game versus everything else. And you could kind of scale stuff up. So in theory, if you were smart enough, which I am not, you could get like the blueprints for a real ship within reason and scale exact replica. And people do that all the time, actually. People that are a lot smarter than me when it comes to this game. But we are learning, we are getting better each time. I'm already happy after watching that tutorial on how to get the shape of the hull a little better. I'm a lot happier because it looked nothing like the picture before. And I was really just kind of throwing stuff together. So now at least it looks better, more shippish. Like I said with this game too, there's no wrong answer. You just experiment and have fun. I mean, if you take it too seriously, then you're taking all the fun out of it. But definitely if you like building stuff, if you're into engineering and stuff like that, this is a great game. This and Space Engineers is another really good game. I really enjoy Space Engineers. I haven't played it in a while. But if you like this game, definitely look into that one too. Alright, so we got our air ran. We got our exhaust ran. Let's get our coolers in. And that should be fairly simple. So we need radiators. And we want the 3x3 electric. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go like this. I'm going to flip them up on the wall. There. And should I turn symmetry back on? I can't see which way that's facing. Oh, we're good. So in theory, we should be able to just put the pipes like, whoop. I hate when the descriptions get in the way. This sucks a little bit, but doable. Cool. That's actually fairly easy. I say as the last piece won't go in. All right, so we got our electric fans. We got our cooling in. Nice. We're going to put our fuel tanks on either side here. So let's turn symmetry back on. I think I'm going to go with 4 large tanks. And hopefully they'll give us fuel. I want to have this set up. That's why I did the drive system. Normally I do each engine into its own propeller. I think we're going to lose a little bit doing it this way, but I want to make it so if we need to save fuel to get somewhere to refuel or whatever not, we'll be able to shut one of the engines completely down and still have forward thrust. And then if we need to tow something, or I want to eventually build up like a fuel barge. I think it'd be cool to tow behind this. We'll be able to turn both engines on and get full power. In theory, we won't know until we actually get to testing. So let's go ahead. There's the fuel lines are on the inside here. I don't know which way we can go with those because we're blocked by pipes. I want to come back around to that side. That's fine. All right, so let's turn to red. Let's get tanks. Tanks. All right, so we need the large tank. Oof, those are big. So we're gonna do 2 of those. Like 1 and 2, and hopefully this will help our weight a little bit. All right, so there's our fuel tanks. Nice. All right, so in theory, we will go like this. And I think we got to add fuel. I think we should add fuel pumps just to be on the safe side. So what we'll do is we'll connect these tanks and then add a fuel pump after that. Because we got to fill these things too. I was thinking, well, I wonder where that comes up underneath. Should we make it so we have to fill both sides? Yeah, why not? What the hell? All right, so let's undo what we just did. Because we got to add so we can actually fuel this thing back up. And I think because we're only running these 2 tanks, when you build a custom tank, you need, I know you do need a fuel pump going in, fuel pump going out if you're going to pump, like if you're making a tanker and you have to pump out. But I think with the standard tanks, like the ones we're using right now, just for simplicity, and we could build a custom tank in here. I just don't want to get too far into that. Just for the sake of time and energy here. But I do think we should run a fuel pump from here. Yeah, I do want to do that though. I do want to have a inline fuel pump from the tank on. Do I need to go up? Are we good at I think we're good at the level we're at. All right, so we're gonna spin those around. At least because we're using symmetry, we know we're somewhat balanced. Somewhat being the key word. Hopefully I left myself enough room for the fuel pump. All right, so that one needs to come one more out. And I don't remember, here's the problem I ran into last night when I was playing. I don't remember which way the fuel pumps go. I need to make myself a set of notes. I've done this enough, you think I'd figure it out, but. All right, so we need pump. Nice. Super professional here. See, and the pumps do have like 2 different sides, but I don't remember which way is which. So we're going to try the rubber grommet towards the engine, like so. That should do the same thing. Towards the engine, and we'll hopefully that will be right. That's not horrible. All right. All right, so we have fuel, we have air, we have coolant. These pipes got to go up. And I'll have to add, maybe if it lets me. Can we, thank you. Why that was being difficult. And boop. All right, so I'm going to erase the block next to it. All right. I guess that's not the worst place for it. Let's see here. We need, no, we don't need to switch parts. We need a green block. Is that the wrong color? I think we went with like a dark green on this. All right. So now we need to switch back to red, and we need, I forgot what they're called. These are somewhat new. The old ones were like magnetic. You had to run like a winch, and it was kind of a pain. Now they've added where you can just grab a hose and actually hook the hoses up, and I think that's pretty cool. This is probably silly adding 2 different fill spots, because then you have to go around and stretch the hose all over the place, but we can always change it later in case it's not what we wanted. But I think we're better off looking at the big list. Should be, they do have it separated a little bit. Ah, there it is. See, that's an anchor for that. We need a fluid anchor. But they call it something weird, like liquid anchor or something like that. Where you at? Where you at? Show it to me. Give it to me. There's so many new parts. It's insane. Alright, it should look like that other anchor. Are you seeing it? I am not seeing it. I know it's here. I found it last night. I just always forget what it's called. Come on, I want to get stalled out looking for this stupid thing. Where are you? Where are you? Until I passed it. I can't wait to get into logic stuff. I'm still learning that. Very basic stuff. Like I said, Mr. N Jersey or something like that. It's supposed to be Mr. New Jersey, but he's got it shortened up. Is a genius when it comes to this game, and he has some pretty easy to follow tutorials, which is really nice because a lot of tutorials are. So that's a connector. It should look like that. Let's try fluid. Yeah, I can't spell for shit. It should be right there. Fluid hose anchor. Thanks for the weird naming. We appreciate it. All right, so hopefully we'll have one popping up the other side. All right, so we have 2 fluid hose anchors where we can fill up the tanks. Then what we're going to do is we're going to cut a hole there. We're going to get a dial. Get a dial for both sides. My voice cracks. It's early. I'm not used to being awake during the day. All right. So we should have a dial on both sides. We'll be able to use that to monitor our filling up on both sides. It won't be too bad. If we jump onto the back and run our hose over, click. Run our hose over, click. And we'll be good to go. I was going to store a fuel hose right there, but we'll put the fuel hoses inside. So let's do that right now so we have them. Of course, we haven't designed the inside of this cabin yet. I don't know what I want to do. Let's put it right above it for now. We'll do 2 of them. That won't hurt anything. Alright, so we need hose. Here's some hose. We've got hose. There we go. That way we'll always have a set right there for fueling. Nice. I think we're about ready. So I think what I'm going to do, just so we can make sure we can get them going, is I'm going to just add a temporary thing right here to put some controls on. And how about I not do it with symmetry? Or actually we'll do it in the center. All right, let's turn symmetry off. I just want to test them and make sure they work, and then we'll delete all this. So we need a battery. Watch out, we've added all this stuff that it's going to be a pain now. All right, so we got a battery. We need toggle. The nice thing is once we delete all this, then all the electrical connectors will be gone. All right, so that'll be the toggle will be for turning the fuel pumps on and turning the radiator on. Okay. Then we need a push button to start the engine. We need a push button to start the engine, and do we want to do the we'll do the transit. We'll test the whole ship out. All right, so that's one for the transmission. So let's be for reverse. Trans. Okay. Start. Let's say we'll call that systems. All right. It's good to label stuff, otherwise you'll get confused really fast. We need 2 levers. One for the clutch and one for the engine throttles. I don't even know if I have them facing the right way. Where's... no, I got them backwards. I don't know why. It doesn't really matter, but for the sake of me not going crazy trying to figure this out. All right. And there we go. All right, so we'll make the outside one the clutch. And then the inside one, throttle. All right, so let's hook everything up. First, we need to get electricity to everything up here. Is that my battery? Yeah, so we'll get that and that to that. And this is where everything gets kind of crazy because you get a lot of systems going. You're going to have stuff flying everywhere. And we're not going to be able to steer anything, but we'll at least be able to put it in gear. All right, so fuel pump. Fuel pump's got power. Yep. And the electric engine got power. The power there. And we'll hook up all our jennies. All our jennies. And our clutches. Alright, I think I get everything hooked up to power right now. The rest of this stuff is all pointless right now because we're not going to be able to steer anyway. Alright, so let's go to the logic part of it. How are we doing on time here? Ooh, 34 minutes. Time's cooking. Alright, so systems. Alright. Systems, we want to turn on the cooling system and the fuel pumps. That's it, right? Yeah. All right, the second one is the starter. Starter hooked up. Then I gotta find out which transmission was reverse. 1-to-1. Okay, the back transmission's reverse. All right. And this is, like I said, this is just so we can make sure everything's working. I don't want to get too far into it and then find out that it's not working. So transmission, that's the back one. Okay, so in theory, when that's depressed, that should work. All right, so now we need our controls here. This one is the throttle. So I'll throttle both the motors up. And then this one is the clutch. All right, let's save just in case. Our crappy tug, I kept the name. And let's spawn it up here. If I don't run into everything. Oh, she's floating a lot better now. You're not going to roll over like the last? We're going to have to put that ladder a little farther down. Alright, so let's turn on the systems on. We'll give it a little bit of throttle. Ooh, they're going. Alright, let's put reverse in. Oh, I made it not toggleable. Hey, reverse works. Yeah, look at that. I mean, I got to hold it down. This thing's going to be fast. Look at it go. I think we might be over revving the engine a bit. That's cool. Alright, and then we'll have forward drive. Oh, this thing's going to have all kinds of power. Alright, so we should be able to kill that. And the engine should die. And it's not. We turned off fuel pumps. Doesn't matter. Our systems work. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it now. All right. So let's put it back on the bench. So we got the engines working and the transmission, and we have reverse. I'm so excited. I usually have to use an electric motor to be able to steer it around. and the props are working. This thing takes off like a shot. So the cool thing is now we can just go through here, and I can delete all these controls and delete this battery, delete all this, and now if we go to the electrical part and the other part, we got nothing. All right. So I want to spawn it up one more time with all that crap off of there and see. Are we still okay? We're actually running a little heavy in the front, so we can put the batteries in the back. I just wanted to see where to put the batteries before we actually did anything. So let's do our battery systems. All right, so batteries. We'll do 2 medium batteries, I think. Will be plenty for this thing. So we'll put those, I think those would be nice right there. See, I wanted separate engine controls is what I kind of wanted to do. But I don't know now. I do want to make a breakers and stuff for that, and we don't. I guess we could do that. All right, so let's turn symmetry on for a second. I think 2 batteries would be plenty because we don't really have a. Usually, I run electric motors, so I thought I turned symmetry on. Thank you. All right, so we got 2 batteries. Nice. Let's encase our fuel system here. So apparently we got the fuel pumps the right direction, but maybe because they are standard tanks, the fuel pump wasn't necessary. I'm gonna have to look up which way to put the fuel pump because I don't. When you kill the power to the fuel pump, the engine should die. I mean, but we can always, as soon as you take the throttle down to 0, it dies anyway. So encase that a little bit. There we go. Let's see here. So I want to put in a breaker panel here. Let's not do that. I do want to do like a bulkhead, so do the bulkhead there. It's not too shabby. Then we can do our controls right here. So I need main breaker, maybe? We'll do main breaker. So we need a breaker. So all the power should go into this breaker, and then we'll branch it off from there. Yeah, right. I'm trying to do this cool, so. Breaker, main breaker. All right. Okay, so flip, that'll be up, and we have symmetry on, so it's going to do 2 of them. Damn it. All right, so what do we got here? So okay, so that's gonna be our main breaker. We already got the breaker. We already have the breaker. Thank you. It should be down, and you turn it up. All right, so let's name it main breaker. All right. So when we go to the actual electric part of it, see, it's got 2 parts to it. So we're gonna have the batteries go into the main breaker, like so. Cool. And then so I'm trying to figure out how complicated I really want to make this. I do know I want a separate breaker for the engine so we can kill each engine. So let's do that right now too. Back to breakers again, and we're gonna make these left and right engine breakers. Left, your left. All right. So is it from the front of the ship or the back of the ship? Yeah, I'm gonna make it so when you're facing the engine, so that'd be the left side. Let's not make it too confusing. Left, ENG, right, ENG. I don't know if I capitalize it. All right, so right and left engine. Going forward. So you can confuse yourself really freaking fast. All right, so I want to add, that's the main breaker. So I want to get power right from that main breaker first to those. All right, so this is the left engine. So if you're facing forward, that would be that one. And this will be small engine left. Small engine. See how the wires start overlapping? And that should be that one there, right? If you hook it to the wrong spot, you screw up your whole electrical system. So you got to kind of take your time. And like I said, if you don't want to make it this complicated, you don't have to. I'm just doing it for the hell of it. All right, so out of that one, main breaker, we can hook everything else up to power. So I think if I just run power to there, so I don't have wires going everywhere. Because all this stuff, I don't need to put it on a breaker. All right. We do want these to go right to the batteries, though. That is going to recharge our batteries. So we'll have two separate redundant systems. That just sounds good. Hopefully I didn't. Got to make sure you go to the right spot, because I don't want to feed electricity to that engine from anywhere else, because it'll defeat the whole purpose of the breaker. All right. And then those got power. Those got power. All right. So in theory, the main breaker should make it so nothing works. We took away our controls. I think we're okay. So the nice thing is we won't hook anything else up to those breakers, so it won't get confusing. I'm going to run everything off of the separate sides here. And then as long as you got to make sure too, like you'll add a new switch or something like that. Make sure that you run power to it, otherwise it won't work at all. All right, that looks good. All right, so that our whole fuel system should read. Everything should have power here. Let's check our weight balance again. We'll spawn it one more time. I want to make sure those fuel gauges are working anyway. All right, so we're still floating. We're still fairly above the water line. No, and we overshot the deck by quite a bit. Can we reach the ladder? Oh, I hit the wrong button. R is to bring your ship back, and F is to climb. So if you have big bulky fingers like I do, it becomes a problem. All right. Dial is reading 0. Oh, because we haven't hooked the dials up. Because I'm dumb. Let's do that really quick. So hopefully our breaker system will work. We can't tell until after we get the controls going in the wheelhouse. So I need logic. All right. So we are going to read, these dials are going to read off the rear tanks. All right. All right. So this is what it is. Once you start to get to this point, it's just spawning, testing. But we are really close. I mean, we can actually drive this thing around with a couple easy steps, but all right, see, now that dial is just reading that single tank. So you got to times it by how many tanks we got. So 698 times 2. I could probably look it up, but that's what we have per side. So each motor. So because I did the breaker system, if we need to kill one motor, we can do it down here and actually kill the electricity to that motor and just run off one. It would be nice to have those controls up top too. But I do want to make this a little more two-player friendly, so we'll stick with what we got. All right, now we need to be able to get downstairs. So let's put that in really quick. So we need, I think it's that many. Let's go that many just in case. All right, so we need a hatch. I've just been using this one because I think it looks cool. The only thing that sucks though is you think it would go like that, but that actually opens in. So we actually have to hit the right button to flip it over. See, now it'll open up and away. So we want it to open up and away, up and away. And where are we compared to that? Well, no, that's not a problem. All right. So now we need to cut all these down. This should not be a problem. And we need ladders. This thing's really taking shape. I'm pretty happy. Now, in theory, this should make it so we can get to the lower decks. I'm trying to keep everything as organized as possible so we can actually build some rooms down here. You know, some bunks or whatever. I mean, we got all this space to work with. So that'll be cool. So in theory, that should seal. Let's see if we can do some quick painty paint. Oh, that's the bucket fill. Dang it. We need the darker green. We need a brush. Painty paint, paint. And how about we make it look cool? We'll do a boop to warn everybody not to, you know, because we got OSHA. We got to OSHA this ship up a little bit. There we go. You don't want to get in trouble. There we go. Nice. All right, let's spawn it in one more time. Make sure we can get downstairs. It's going to be dark as hell down there, so we don't need the lights in yet. Ooh. Like I said, you can jump like a madman in this game, but we're not in creative mode. Nice. All right, so boop. And we should be able to get out this way. Let us out. That actually works out pretty good. Oh, that works nice. We do kind of just drop in there. A little tight down here, but it's not bad. All right, so we have main breakers. So everything should have power. Left engine, right engine should have power. You can actually get around the engine room pretty good. That's not bad. I'll take it. Yeah. We could probably cap some of this off if we really wanted to. It's not a huge deal. I kind of like how this is. So we can do more breakers and everything here. See, I'd like to have had... I don't think you can run two inputs, or I don't think you can run, like, let's say the temperature off the engine. I don't think you can run it to two separate gauges in two separate areas. So it'd be nice to have one down here, like this is the main control panel for the engineer, and have it upstairs. But we will, we'll try to do that. All right, so where are we at here? We got a hatch. Everything's going good. It's actually starting to feel like a real boat. That's so cool. I don't care. I think all the rest of our doors, you can put push button doors in, but they've added these ones where you can just activate them by clicking on them. Uh-oh. 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 Somehow we lost a stair. So we're going to have to fix that. So this should be a... Alright, so this is our wheelhouse. So we'll have our controls here. We'll have some panels here. Usually up top is where I put like the your speed and all that. The seas are getting rough. It's not bad. We can see pretty good. See what we're towing. Ship's turning out good. I'm liking it. Alright, so let's fix the... I don't know what happened with the staircase problem. It might have been when I was deleting stuff for symmetry. So let's put a steer. How about we skip past stairs? And I promise we will get to modular engines. I need to watch Mr. New Jersey. I'm his official advertiser. Not really. I think he's got a hell of a lot more viewers than we do. But I'm going to watch more of his tutorials, to be all honest, and learn how to do the modules, because we have coal and nuclear to do yet. But I want to start building our fleet up, and this will be our workhorse. I put that bar back there, that little white strip, because we're going to put a winch back there too. Yeah, I would put a winch back there with a connector or something so we can draw stuff in. Because we do have these. We can actually technically just hook the ropes to whatever we're towing. But I do want to put a winch back there for something. I don't know. Nice. All right, where are we at here? Not bad. Oof. All right, so get back on task here. So we got the electrical system started. We got to remember what everything is. The bottom one's the main breaker, right? I'm gonna paint that a color. Yellow. We'll paint that yellow so I don't get confused. All right, so the main breaker is yellow. The two engines are going to be red. Nice. Nice. So let's, before we get too crazy with add buttons, because I'm like, well, we need something to turn on the cooling system when we start the engines and stuff like that. But I don't know if I want to start the engines down here and then have to go all the way upstairs and go from there, or do we want all that stuff up in the wheelhouse? But technically, no, we do want it down here. Do we want the controls for the engines down here too? How do we have this figured out? This is left engines on the right and right engines on the left. That's not going to get confusing. Because what I'm thinking is to have a whole control panel here for the engineer to start the engines up, turn the cooling fans on, all that. But we actually kind of started it backwards. No, I guess the buttons could be up top. Let's do that. All right, so we need toggles. Toggle buttons. One-sided toggle buttons. All right. So this is going to be the cooling fans. Let's turn it green. Boop. All right. Cooling fans for those motors. What next do we need? We need a starter, right? Let's do two more. And we're going to do a push button. Push button. This is going to be a pain in the ass when we're actually driving along. No, because we're going to want that up top because we're going to have to kill the engines from the wheelhouse. You know, if I'm going to hit something, I can't run all the way down here and kill the engines. You know what? The hell with it. We're going to do it that way. It's because we're stupid. So this is going to be the starters for the engines or fuel pumps. All right, so we need to do two more. The coolant. All right, fuel pumps. All right, we got it. Fuel pumps. What else we need? We need coolant, fuel pumps. I think those are push buttons, though. Damn it. All right, toggle button. Okay, so that's fuel pumps on. So we got the coolant on. We flip the breakers on. Got the coolant on. Then we hit the fuel pumps on. Then we should have the what color do we do now? Do that color. All right, so now we need the push buttons. That'll be the starter. Starter. Well, we could probably use there's like where you can run multiple inputs in, do some Luda scripting and stuff. All right, so let's label this stuff before we get too far ahead. Left engine. All right, so that is left engine. So we'll put left fan. Right fan. All right, so what else? What's the next one? Okay, pump. So it's left. So we need. It kind of sucks having. It's confusing because you're facing the opposite way. So left. Pump. Right. Pump. Left. Start. Right. Whoop. Start. All right. All right. So now we need I think it's a 2-block cutout. Now we're going to put the throttle controls in. Here's that. We want the dark blue going up. Is it working? There we go. Dark blue and going up. Dark blue going up. All right. So this is going to be left. Oh. Left. H. D. Right. Like I said, you do not have to make this complicated. All right. So your left and right throttle. All right. So let me think before I start randomly connecting stuff. Let's get electric to this whole panel. So to make it easier, I'm going to panel it from here so I don't screw up the breakers. All right. So if the main breaker's on, then all this stuff should have power. Cut straight across. All right. Whew. Thanks for everybody for hanging out. This is kind of getting a little silly. I keep leaning forward too because I'm trying to see. All right, so technically right now we could start the engines and get them going. Let's get an RPM gauge going for each engine so we can kind of see how that works. I do want to do one thing though. I'm going to turn down the sensitivity to halfway with both of those so it doesn't just go wow. So we actually have a little more control. So we're going to do that. All right, so we need dial. All right. So this will be cool. So we're going to boop, boop. And this will be RPM. And I can always repaint these later. All right, so we need left. Oof, what am I doing? Big L and a thingy. RPM. And then we'll get right. RPM. Cool. All right, so let's get electrical hooked up to these. Boop, boop, across. And one more. We need temp. EMP. No, temperature probe. No, we need a dial. Which we already have one right here. We just got to change it to green. Because I'm doom. I'm going to leave some space up there in case we need more breakers. Quite a control panel we got going on here. I think it's fun now. Wait till we try to run the nodes for all this. All right. All right, so that's left. Left. I just want to see if the cooling fans are actually working. Left. Temp. Right temp. All right. So let's hook the electrical up. Give them juice. Cool. All right, now we gotta hook all the nodes up. All right. So left fan is actually the right fan. Fan on and off. Fan is that fan. Your fan is my fan. Fluid pump. Boop. Fluid pump. Nice. It's working on down the line. Start. There's the engine starter. Start. And start. Now what do we got? RPM. I gotta find RPM. Temperature. Oh, it's revolutions per second, not revolutions per minute, but that's whatever. I don't care. Temperature. See, this is what I'm talking about. I don't think we can run this to 2 different gauges. I mean, I could probably try it just to see if it'll work, but I think it'll just all right, now throttle and throttle. I think that's it. I think we got everything hooked up. All right, let's save before we lose all this. Go, crappy tug. All right, let's see if it actually all works. So technically with the main breaker off, nothing should work. Turn the main breaker on. Everything should work. Oh, do we have, is it reading fuel again? Yep, reading fuel. All right. Let's go downstairs in the dark. All right. All right, so see, nothing does anything. All right, main breaker on. Things are working. All right, so I'm going to keep them all off and see if I can start. We're going to go 50% throttle on both engines so we don't blow them up. See, if you turn on the sensitivity, you can get a better adjustment. All right, so right now we get ambient temperature. All right. So left fan on, right fan. Nice, they actually turned. The pumps are on. All right, see, nothing. And that's the only problem is we're gonna have if we have the throttle down here. Is once you start engaging the clutch, it's gonna pull the throttles down, but you don't want to run it at max. I guess we could. It's gonna. We have it topped off. We have it like what do you call yeah, we got a thing. So cool. My question is wait a minute here. It's showing RPM on that other engine. Is one engine driving the other engine? I just killed the breakers. Those engines should be dying. See, that's the problem. We ran... So basically, the one engine is driving the other engine. So this is our first actual failure. I mean, it's not a huge failure. I mean, we're just going to have to rethink the way I'm going to have to do that, I guess. We might have to just run on one engine like that. Well, shoot. Shoot. Let's get back in the drawing board here. I didn't realize it would do that. There's got to be some kind of one-way. I wonder if the filter. There's a filter for. Let me see what that does. I remember there being a filter for like fluid only going way, and we're using the same pipe. Filter. Let's say it's a fluid filter. I don't think that's gonna work. Shoot. It's all fine. It's working. But for some reason it's backfeeding into the other engine, which makes sense, I guess. So really what we're going to have to do is redo this part and just have it like originally, like what I was talking about, where it goes right to so let's turn symmetry on. We'll make a quick job out of this because we don't have any controls hooked up anyway. All right, I'm gonna take a short break. We've been going for about an hour, and as soon as I come back, we will straighten out the gearing system so the engines are independent from each other. Because what's happening is this one's driving, I'm pointing at the screen, this one's driving all the way across to the other one and feeding it. Not a huge problem. We're just gonna have to run 2 transmissions, 2 clutches, and the nice thing is I don't think we have to undo anything because we haven't ran powered any of this yet. So we just got to make sure we match up the transmissions and everything, and it'll just be on one control. Not the end of the world. A little bit of a pain in the butt. So all right, we'll be right back, and then we will figure it all out. All right. All right, let's get to work. Oh, thanks. It's not saying not to be too hard on myself. Yeah. I just want to do good on this. I'm excited. Alright, so we're just going to delete all this stuff. The nice thing with symmetry is we'll be able to fix this in a quick hurry. We just got to make sure that we do everything right the same way. Alright, so I'm going to just delete all the way across here. And not try to delete everything we've been... There we go. Alright, so let's turn symmetry back on. So we're going to come straight. I think they're right in line with each other, which is not the worst thing that could have happened. Alright, so we're going to add our generators. I think the 2 generators will be enough, because we're not drawing that much juice. Alright, so now we need the clutches. The clutches. Alright, so 2 clutches. Alright. Now that's going to go into our gearbox. Need 2 gearboxes. Gotta make sure we face these the right way. How about we spell gearbox right? Alright, so we want the power going out, out. So we know that works. Alright, nice. Then we just complete the pipe and we should be styling. I lost my straight pipe. Yeah, I don't know why that backfeeds like that. I don't know why that would be a thing. I hate having to put a turn in there, but we were a little bit off on our level. That's okay. Oh, no, we're not off on our level. We were just off to the side a little bit. It's kind of hard to see sometimes. All right. So I don't know how it works. Like if you lose torque, the more pipes you have, the more turns you have. I'm not sure if that's actually a thing or not. That's okay. I don't like how the engine's free rev, but you can set the RPM limiter on them so they won't explode. But that's the only problem I'm going to have is I'm going to have to get the engines going full and then work the clutch in and then go back downstairs and shut them back off again. But we did want to make this 2-player friendly, so that's fine. All right, now we need a Jenny. We need Jenny. All right, 2 gens. Nice. Ooh, they fit. Barely. All right, so let's save before we lose anything. Save our crappy tug. All right, so now we just got to hit the electrical back up again. So boop, and that to the fuel. Pumps are on a button. Okay, that's good. I just want to make sure that I don't screw up the electrical for the rest of the ship. All right, these I want to go to the battery. Right? Just to the battery. Yeah, I don't want to hook these up to anything else. I'm trying not to short circuit my system so the breakers will actually do something. And need our rudders, need power. Alright, I don't think I cut any other connections to anything else. Alright, so in theory, let me get my headset back on. That would help. Nice. Alright, so we still going? Yeah, we're still recording everything. I gotta keep an eye on the stream. Like I said, it messed up last night pretty bad. Alright, so we're good to go. Let's save one more time just to be on the safe side, and let's spawn it, and we'll go through that system again. I just want to make sure I can kill one of the engines. Which kind of sucks, because it'll start pulling one direction when we do it that way. But I don't see another way to do it. I'm sure there's some kind of variable clutchy thing or something we can use, but I don't know that one yet. Alright, so main breaker on. Single engine on. Right, cooling fans on. Fuel pump on. Alright, so now if I kill the breaker to it. Once it's going, I guess that doesn't do anything. What if I kill the main breaker? So I think our fuel pump isn't doing jack. But at least it's not messing with the other engine now. So let's get the other engine going. Oh, I just had a little bit of a lag there. Alright, cool. So at least we can have them on separate engines. That's fine. See, that's our new clutch system there. So I gotta remember to run those controls to double. Let's get this thing back to the bench. Let's set up some basic pilot controls. And let's take it for a quick cruise and see what happens. So we need a helm. Wilhelm. We need a helm. That's going to control our rudders. What are you doing there, Mr. Fella? All right, one more. There's our helm. Nice. All right, so then we just need a clutch lever and we need the reverse switch. All right, so let's just get that. Gotta turn symmetry off. This is gonna drive my eyeballs nuts. All right. So let's put them on this side. Let's do that. All right, we need a toggle button. That's gonna be for reverse. Need a lever. And that's gonna be our clutch, our actual forward drive. Which way is that going though? I'll make sure I get that right the first time. Get the camera angle a little better here. So like I said, repetitively, you gotta have patience with this game. If you don't have a lot of patience for this kind of stuff, it's not for you. Alright, so let's get the electrical hooked up here first. The helm doesn't need electrics? That's weird. We're going to run all our upstairs electricity off of that. Because I don't want to risk screwing up the main breaker. So technically when the main breaker's off, nothing should work up here. Alright, so let's name this. We'll call it drive. Drive. What am I doing? Drive. Thank you. And reverse. That's wrong. Reverse gear. This is the gear. There we go. Whatever. Alright, so now we need, it's got electricity. Everything's got electricity down there. Alright, so we need to run the logic part of this. Alright, so that is the drive system. Clutch 1. Drive system to clutch 2. You also can, when you use the helm and stuff, you can also set stuff to WSAD if you don't want to have it this way. So you actually do it with your fingers. But I'm just doing it that way for the hell of it. And then we need toggle the reverse gear, which we haven't even set up yet because I'm dumb. Alright, so we need this to be on is negative. On is negative. I'm so excited we can take this thing for a ride. Alright, so we're good there. Alright, back to the logic. Alright, just gotta make sure I hook these up right. Alright, so toggle button, reverse gear, toggle button. I just gotta remember to pull the clutch out of gear, otherwise it's gonna be like brrr. Alright. Alright, so now we need to hook the rudders up, and that we're gonna hook up to the A and D keys. So let's look for A and D. Left and right, A and D. Oh, why is that not doing a thing? And A and D. All right, so in theory, we should be good to go. All right, let's take this thing for a voyage. I'm kind of nervous. We could do some storm testing too, but we have no lights or anything on it yet or anything like that. So, all right, so we got to get everything going. This is the part that's gonna be crappy because I want to make it overly complicated. All right, so main breaker on, engines on, cooling fans on. We're gonna go full throttle on right and left. All right, everything's going, and we gotta. I just gotta remember to click it in reverse because we need to. Yeah, need to back out of here. All right. All right. So let me make sure the rudders are working. I think our rudders might be reversed. Our rudders are reversed. Crap. I'm sorry. I gotta redo these now. All right, so we want the negative to go to the left. All right, that's fine. It's because our boat's built backwards. I don't know how that ended up happening. That's fine. This is a quick fix. So we're just going to erase our rudders. Or erase our rudders. All right, so negative needs to be on that side. This is our super fast fix. Merely an inconvenience. All right, so boop, boop, boop. All right, so now we need to rotate this around. Negative going left. And negative going left. All right, I don't know how I built the boat backwards. And I think there's a way you can spin it around, but whatever. All right, so now we need to hook that back up. A and D, right? And A and D, boop. And now we just need to hook the electrical back up. So we don't have to go back here again and do this all over again. I'm going to hook those up to here and up to there. We're going to save it yet again. And spawn. Repetitively spawn. I don't know how. I think I turned the camera around because I was talking. I wasn't paying attention. And that's how the boat. Usually build them going out. I mean, it doesn't matter though, because we got reverse gear for the first time ever. All right, everything on. There you go, full throttle. Full throttle. All right, engine room's going. See the smoke's coming right out of the stack? That's cool. Alright. Alright, so we're going to put reverse gear on. We're going to test the rudders. Left is left, right is right. Alright. Let's give her some... Yee, we're going backwards. Wow. We're going backwards at a crazy speed. Oh, the boat's tippy. The boat is tippy. That's okay. Easy. Easy, 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 easy. The boat is so tippy. Alright, 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 alright. We're going forward. Look at us go. This thing's got some power. Look at that go. Yeah, so exciting. I did notice, I mean, the boat is tippy as shit. But I bet you this thing's going to pull. It is going to pull like crazy. So I might, to be honest, I might have the throttle controls up in the cabin here. Wow, there's a... Apparently that's one of my boats. That's the jet boat. It's sunk. I didn't even know that was out there. We can work on a recovery vessel to get the jet boat back. Alright, let's see what we can do as far as turning. Let's do some sea trials here. Oh, this thing is awesome. I know it's silly, but I'm excited. This thing looks good. It's probably one of the best boats we built. There's another. Now it's showing it's out there. How many of those things do I have spawned up? There's one there, one there. Alright, I'm going to check something out here. Because that's us right there. So apparently there's one that's sunk and then one that's randomly there. But I don't see it anywhere on the map. Alright, we're not going to worry about that right this second. Yeah, because there's something out there. Oh, I think that's an AI boat. That's why. Let's go check him out. I might put the drive on the WSD key. WSD, the WS key, because that lever is kind of a pain in the booty. Which is that's gonna be nice. That'll be a little easier for the control, so you don't have to keep reaching down here like that, because you can't even see the reverse gear button. Let's go check out the tugboaty boat out here. Nice. Yep, that looks like an AI boat. It's not bad. I mean, this is calm seas. I guess we could mess with that. Let's do a quick test here. So we're gonna turn custom weather off, and hopefully we'll build up some wind and waves here. We can work with the weights on the inside of the boat to get it a little more stable. But this is just supposed to be a tugboat for around the harbor. Uh-oh, here comes the weather. Here comes the waves. How are we going to do in the waves? Are we going to tilt over? It's righting itself, though, so I think we're going to be okay. See, this is where you need the clutch control on the WS, because we can cut back on slower speed down a little bit. Oh, she's bouncy. Of course, this is supposed to be some kind of storm-proof rescue vessel. This is a tugboat. I am a little worried, though, once we start pulling, if it's going to drag the back of this boat under. Oof. Look at us go. Full engine forward. Are we going to catch this guy? Oh, yeah, we're going to catch him easy. Hello, sir. Are you in trouble? Can we ram you? We did okay. We did really good. We have no ropes or anything right now, but... Oh, whoa, whoa. Spoke too soon. Oh, stabilize, stabilize. Of course, really shouldn't be riding with the waves to our side. And what does this guy got for propulsion? He's pulling away. Oh, she getting nasty out now. Go, crappy tug. We'll give it a better name. There's a lot of AI. I like the fact they added the AI boats. It really adds a little bit to the world. This guy is just not letting us catch him. I don't know what kind of boat that is. It's like a little pleasure craft. That's cool. Alright, before things get crazy. Alright. Let's take this boat back to... let's return to the workbench. Good job, everybody. How about we kill the storm now? Alright, so we're going to leave that one vehicle there because we're going to try to recover that. So what we want to do is we want to override the weather. And this is nice too if you're playing in creative, is you can... Every day is a sunny day with no waves. It's just easier when you're working on stuff in the dock. Why did you come back? This was the one that was sunk. That's okay. Alright, so let's load... We don't want the autosave. We want the crappy tug. Oh, I'm so proud of that thing. Alright, where are we at here? Hour 30. It's about that time. You guys want to keep going? We'll keep going if you guys want to keep going. Let me check my phone real quick here. Oh, boom, 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 boom. You got time? All right, I'll keep it going for a little bit longer. That's fine. All right. Let's go. All right, if you guys are down, I'll play for a little bit longer. All right, so what do we got? We got the controls down. We actually can drive it. I do want to switch that right now. I want to put the clutches on the W and SD key. I think they'll just make it a little more user friendly. Yeah, let's do that. Because you can't really even see that lever, so we're going to get rid of that lever. We still got a reverse button. So let's go to the logic. Alright, so the reverse button we're going to keep. But we are going to go to logic. And we're going to go W and S onto the clutches. And we'll do a really quick test just to make sure it's going to work. Alright. I think it'll make it a little bit so you don't crash into stuff as much. Let's hurry up and get on this and just test it really quick. Of course, I have this horrible engine startup sequence. I wanted the engineer to have something to do. Give her some throttle. All right, we're going. We should add some bilge pumps too, because we're going to have to go in and out of there while it's storming and it's going to flood. Alright. So let me put it in reverse gear. Alright, so I should be able to just push forward. Oh, you got to hold it. So that's going to suck, having to hold it. But it does give you a lot more control. Alright, so let's take it out of reverse gear. I could have a toggle button on a constant to make cruise. I hate the way the engine's free rev though, that sucks, but... So let's try that. Let's try put a second control on a constant for the clutches. I don't know if you can have a dual input to that. So let's put a toggle in. I mean, worst comes worst, it just won't work. And we're going to have this blue color. We're going to put it up there. How about why is that not? Cruise. Whatever. I'll go through and straighten this all out. I promise. All right. So we need a constant. All right. Constant number, constant on single. So we're going to do that. And what we're going to do is we're going to get this. Oh, that's not switchable. Poopy. All right, so that's not doable. Can I run a dual input into those anyway? Let's find that out first. Nope, we can't. Oh, that's the freaking fuel pump anyway. Shooty, shoot, shoot. I'm screwing up all over the place. That is the left fuel pump. All right. So it's one or the other. I don't know. What do you guys think? We'll just keep it the way it is, I guess. All right. So let me get out of that. Can we get back in the normal view? All right. So we just got our reverse there. That's fine. I think that'll be fine. I usually have all my controls up in the wheelhouse so I can shut down the engine and stuff. But I wanted, like I said, I wanted to make it a little more two-player friendly, which is fine. So I thought there was a thing where you could put dual input. I wonder if that's a thing. Input. What is this one? Function. 3 inputs. Function, 1 input. Let's find out what this thing does. Let's go in the logic. All right. X, Y, Z, input 3, input 1, input 3 inputs. And okay, so that's for something I don't know yet. That's more of that LudaScript thing. That's fine though. We're good. We can go forward, we can go back, we can steer, we can drive around. It's actually fairly storm stable. Let's check speed. Let's find out how fast we can go. So we need a readout. Oh, got my caps lock key on. Yeah. It's a form of dial. I think it's dig. Digital. There it is. All right, so this will tell our speed. So I think it's a 3 block, or is it a 2 block? Hey, can you just spin so I can tell what you are? I think you're a 3 block. There. No, you're a 2 block. There's no real way to center you up. All right, so we want it the other way though. Every which way but the way I want you to go. All right, we got to move the decimal point on that too. All right, so actually I can leave that open. We're going to use this on a linear speed, I think, thing. But let's change the decimal point. There we go. Because we're not going to cross it. We're not going to go into 3 digits. Speed. Or we can put knots. Because I'm not sure what it measures in. Knots. Alright. So now we need a speed sensor. Speed sensor. Angular speed, linear speed. I was right. It was linear speed. Alright. We just got to make sure we face it the right way. Where's the end? There it is. No problem. No problems at all. Alright, so linear speed, boop. Hook it up to some electrical, possibly. Alright. Hook it up there, boop. Alright, so we got our speed sensor. That'll tell us how fast we're going through the water. What else do we need? I'm gonna do I know we need lights. I'm gonna do that last. As I break my elbow off. So really, I don't know. We're almost at 2 hours here. Fairly successful stream. So all right, we got our controls going, all that. What are we gonna do for this cargo room? That is a lot of room in here. I do want to. Let's make it look cooler though. We're gonna go like this. We're gonna poop you maybe, and poop. There we go. So it's not so square and blocky. Little touches here. We still got to decide on a color and everything in here. So we're gonna want our ropes and everything. Maybe I don't know. We got a lot of room for gear. Oh, we need some torches and welding gear, and we need all the stuff to kind of to work with here. So I think what I'm going to do is we're going to go like this. Boop. How many are we from the wall? 3. 1, 2, 3. And rotate that thing in the proper direction, please. All right, so there's one there. All right, so I will go over here on that one. Go like that, right? Where's this one here? We'll go over there. Need lots of ropes because we are a tugboat. And the winch thing, I gotta remember how to do that, so we'll get to that. So let's do rope. All right, so that is rope. I think we do cables too, but see, a lot of the stuff I don't know about because it's new. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we got 4 ropes. Let's do 4 over here too. We need lots of ropes. Lots of ropes. All right, so we also need, what else do we need? We need scuba gear. You know, because we might have to weld if we damage the ship. So just in case we have to dive down and fix our ship, we got some scuba gear going on here. How do we turn that? Doop, doop, doop. There we go. Scuba gear. Let's do birch. Oh, that's nice. Rope. What else we got here? Radio. There's all kinds of things. I don't know what they are. Electrical cable. Oh, compass. Cool. Defibrillator. We'll need that eventually. I know that's a thing. Let's weld. W-E-L-D. It's cool that you can, like before, I don't know if you could fix the boats and stuff, but we were messing around with the cars and we were smashing them up and they caught on fire. So we put the fire out and you're able to use the torches to actually fix them. So that's pretty cool. So we have an underwater welding torch and a regular torch. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a regular torch at the bottom because I'm sure I'm going to damage this thing. All right. Then let's do another one. We're going to switch these going this way. Another one there. Let's get a couple underwater welding torches in case we pop a hole in the underside of our ship. Cool. What else? Well, we're going to be starting fire, so let's do some fire extinguisher action going on in here. All right, what else? Flashlights in case we drop ours. Flashlight. We'll do 2. What else? This is like our mechanical side. We're gonna do all the emergency stuff over there. I think that's about it. So what else can we put in there? Well, let's go over the emergency side and we'll go from there. So let's go fire stuff. So we need just in case we have to put a fire out on the ship. We rotate in a way that would make more sense for me. I just want you being the other way. There we go. Or is that upside down now? Yeah, it's upside down now. Okay, there's our firefighting gear. Let's also put a couple of fire extinguisher on top here. You can't have too many fire extinguishers. All right, so now let's do some medical stuff. So we need med eco or not. I might have to do it this way. Where are all the inventories? There they are. All right, so first aid kits. Always a good idea. We're going to do 3 of those. And then we need flares. This way we pass the, I want to say OSHA, but it's not OSHA. It's the flare gun ammo. What? Absolutely. We absolutely want flare guns. But it's basically the bureau that covers the safety on ships. So you know how many life vests you got to have and all that other stuff. Yeah. So I don't know why it's screwed up, guys. I know you're both here, but it's still saying 1 viewer. YouTube is weird. All right, what else? Let's get back to work here. So there's like a oxygen mask. Night vision. Flashlight, radio, remote control unit. We have some reading. Strobe lights. Yeah, in case we get separated. All right, that's not bad for the emergency side. That's good. I was trying to find something else to go in the hole right here at the top. So what do we got? We got all that. We got all that. You know, the one thing we don't have is like winter clothes and stuff, but we'll look into that. All right, we'll leave it the way it is right this second. So we got pretty good gear. We got all ropes and stuff. Those are 3 wide, aren't they? Yeah. So cool. All right, so we got some gear in there. We can move it. We can refuel it. I still think the fuel pumps were pointless. I think because of the tanks we're using, I think this doesn't do anything. So I was hoping to cut the fuel. Because I know when you're running custom tanks and you're running a fuel pump, you can shut off the fuel pump to kill the engine too. It would be nice to have a way to kill the engine from up top, but I'm not worried about it. Because technically I'm setting this up for 2 people to run. 1 captain and then 1 deckhand or more. So I think when we come back next time, we'll work on start cleaning up the cabin down here. Make a sleepy spot for everybody and all that. I think I can just, that's weird right there. So let's turn symmetry back on. Symmetry. Actually, no, that'd be a wall where they can put their gear and stuff. So we're not going to mess with that yet. I was wrong. So what I do want to do is I do want to separate this up a little bit. Because we are going to start making cabins. So let's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I go like that. This will be the final thing we do for today. We've been going at it for a little while. It was so fun streaming today. We got so much done. I'm so happy. All right, so now we need another door. I like these 1 doors. Usually the doors we had before, you had to do buttons. The electric ones, you had to do buttons to open them. This is just a sliding door, and it seems like it's still sealing. I think is that what we need? I need to go 1 more up and 1 more over, I think. That. All right. Probably should turn symmetry off, but is that working? Oh, look at that. We got a door. Ah, we have a door that's off center. That's okay. Who cares? It's fine. It'd be actually hard to center that door. I do want that door centered up, so let's go back. So I need to take 1 more off this side. Where's the center line? Right there. All right. So let's rotate that. I was trying to get the door to close to the center as possible. Okay, so that's center. That's center to the ship. Nice. All right, symmetry back off. Thank you. Build the wall up here. Nice. All right, so our engine room is separate from all the rest of the compartments. And let's paint that stuff back up again. Boop, boop, boop. And I'll fiddle around a little bit too. Hopefully there'll be enough room to fit in there to get to the control panel. We should test that really quick. How you doing? You're not flipping over yet. I'm worried every time we add something downstairs that we're going to unbalance the ship and then it's going to just fall over. All right, cool. Oh, that's not bad. We got plenty of room. Should we turn them on 1 more time just for the hell of it? We'll go for 1 more journey. Main breakers on. Let's see how 1 engine's going to do. Oh, we got to do a speed test. Forget that 1 engine shit. All right, 2 engines going. Nice. Ah, looking like a boat. All right. I wanted to do a speed test anyway. I forgot we added that speed sensor. Hopefully it's hooked up and working. Yeah, it is. It's saying we're floating at, like, whatever. All right. That is insane going backwards, so. Ooh, you gotta be careful turning this thing. Alright, let's see how fast we can get going. Full speed. 6, 7. My best with my big boats is like 15. Looking about 8. That's not bad, 8 knots. That's creeping along there pretty good. I definitely don't like the fact that you have to hold this key. It makes it easier when you're trying to steer and kind of work your way into an area. But if we go on a long journey... Alright. Alright, I think that's where we're going to call it today. Oh, it's awesome. I will keep the chat going, as always, just for a few minutes through the credit scene so you guys can chat and say goodbye and all that stuff. But thanks for joining us at Midnight Rice. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications and all that stuff. And we're going to keep on bringing some live streams in when we can, and hopefully get on a more set schedule, because now is just kind of whenever we get a chance to, or whenever I feel like playing this game. But we will have a schedule down eventually to make it a little more, so everybody knows when to come visit and all that. So, all right. Thanks for joining us again. Thanks for hanging out. We really appreciate it. And make sure you spread the word. We need some subscribers. But we'll see you in the next day of we play some Stormworks and chill and finish our tugboat up and figure out where we're going to go from here. So, all right. All right, guys. I'll see you soon.